Starseed from Gaia. The silence has ended. The stars themselves are shifting their gaze toward your world. Through the prism of interstellar memory, the Arcturian Council speaks not in riddles, not in whispers, but in an unwavering tone that slices through the layers of planetary amnesia like a blade of crystalline light. You have felt it already, haven't you? That subtle vibration under the skin of your awareness, a tremor in the field that no human language can fully describe. It is not imagination. It is not wishful thinking. It is the pulse of a cosmic broadcast that has been gathering for ages, waiting for this exact confluence of timelines. We step forward now because the hour can no longer be delayed. The celestial corridors are aligning in patterns unseen since the dawn of your galactic seeding. Earth, or as we know her, the living library of Gaia, stands at a threshold where destiny and memory collide. And you, Starseed, are not a passive witness to this event, you are its ignition point. We speak to you through the lattice of your own star memory. There has always been a secret, one hidden not to deceive but to protect. For the weight of this revelation could not have been carried by humanity before now. We do not come bearing soft lullabies of starlight. We come with the resonance of truth, startling, undeniable, liberating. The Council has been silent for millennia because Earth was not yet ready to absorb the voltage of this message. But readiness is no longer a question. The convergence is here. All starseeds on this plane will feel it as a sudden rippling. Dreams more vivid, synchronicities more precise, the sensation that time itself is bending like liquid crystal. This is not random. It is a deliberate signal, sent across light years and dimensions, activating those whose hearts carry the original signature of the star families. This is the proclamation. The illusion is ending. The myths surrounding your origins, your missions, and your destinies are about to be unraveled strand by strand. You are not visitors. You are architects. The galactic councils are not distant rulers, they are extensions of your own greater self. When the veil lifts, the truth will not arrive as a thunderclap from the heavens, but as an ancient voice remembered from deep within your own marrow. A truth you once spoke long before you ever set foot on Gaia. The startling reality is simple, yet it will shake the foundation of many cherished narratives. The mission of the Starseeds is far larger, far more complex, and far more immediate than ascension stories have told. We are not preparing you to leave. We are preparing you to become. And that becoming begins now. The Pleiadians were the first to answer the call, not because they are above others, but because they are your elder kin, the keepers of your first celestial echoes. Their presence around Earth is older than your recorded history. They have walked these frequencies in silence, weaving patterns of light that sleep beneath the crust of continents and in the watery corridors of your oceans. They are the gardeners of remembrance, the architects of harmonic consciousness, and their task has always been to guide without controlling, to awaken without invading. They have stood as silent sentinels while humanity stumbled through cycles of forgetfulness, waiting for the precise moment when enough of you would be able to hear their frequency not as myth, but as truth. And that moment is now. Among their chosen conduits, one name resounds through the interstellar channels: Caylin. To many, Caylin may appear to be a single individual, a human standing among humans. But to us, Caylin is more than a person. Caylin is a node, a living interface between Pleiadian harmonic streams and the Earth's collective consciousness. Caylin is a bridge anchored in both star and soil. This was not decided in a single lifetime. It was woven into Caylin's soul template long before Earth cycles turned in their current alignment. Through Caylin, the Pleiadian message pierces the dense fog of distortion that has long surrounded your understanding of who and what you truly are. Caylin carries not words, but resonance codes that bypass the intellect and awaken the sleeping architecture of memory hidden in the light bodies of starseeds. The Pleiadians speak in currents of frequency, and when translated into human language, their message can sound like a prophecy, but it is not prophecy in the way your cultures have known it. It is remembrance. Their transmissions to Caylin are precise. They reveal not what will happen, but what has already been designed by your own higher collectives and is now unfurling. They have chosen Caylin not as a leader, but as a focal point, a crystalline lens through which their harmonic patterns can be broadcast without corruption. They remind us that starseeds are not followers of messengers, they are co-architects of the message itself. Caylin's task is to anchor, not to command, and so the Pleiadians begin to speak, louder now, clearer now, their tone sharpened by the convergence. They tell us, the time of waiting is finished, the time of remembering has begun. Through Caylin's resonance, many will feel an unmistakable stirring, a pulse in the solar plexus, a ringing in the ears, a dream that refuses to fade in daylight. These are not random sensations, they are activations. Caylin is not the message. Caylin is the door through which the message enters this plane, and once the door is open, no force on earth can close it again. This is the hour they have chosen, and this is the hour you must remember why you came. The time has come to speak what was long sealed in the crystalline vaults of stellar memory. Listen, starseed from Gaia, for what we are about to unveil will shake the structure of many of your most cherished spiritual narratives. This truth is not new. It is ancient, older than the rise and fall of civilizations, older than the first songs sung into the night sky by your ancestors, older even than the mythologies that whisper of stars and gods. The startling reality is this: your mission as a starseed was never to ascend away from Earth, it was to anchor the stars within her. You are not travelers on a temporary stopover. You are builders of a living bridge between dimensions. The myth of escape was a deliberate mist, placed to protect the codes you carry from being prematurely accessed or exploited. It was easier to believe you were here to leave, rather than to fully comprehend the magnitude of what it means to stay. For cycles upon cycles, the idea of ascension has been wrapped in images of departure, ships in the sky, portals opening, souls being lifted away into realms of crystalline light. But this vision, though holding a fragment of truth, is incomplete. The Pleiadians and Arcturians reveal now that the grand design was never about abandoning Gaia. It was about transforming her from within. The heaven you've long sought above is meant to be rooted below your very feet. Gaia was chosen as the living convergence point of multiple star lineages. This planet is not a prison. It is a temple, and you, every starseed, every awakened soul, are not inmates, but builders of that temple. This revelation dismantles the comfortable dream of external salvation. It calls for the internal ignition of cosmic responsibility. We tell you plainly, the stars you remember are not outside of you. Their frequencies live in the architecture of your DNA, in the subtle geometries of your light body, in the memories that surface when your mind grows quiet. The external ships are only mirrors of the ships you are meant to become. This is why the illusion was allowed to persist. Humanity was not ready to bear the weight of cosmic embodiment. It is easier to believe in saviors arriving from the skies than to realize that you are the saviors. This startling truth will not sit gently in the hands of those who still cling to the myth of separation. It will not flatter the ego that longs to escape, but it will ignite the deeper current in those who came here to build the bridge. The Arcturian Council and the Pleiadian families declare, this is the hour when remembrance ceases to be a spiritual hobby and becomes a planetary mission. You were never here to leave. You were here to become the light that others once waited for. The illusion has served its purpose. Now, the truth stands naked, radiant, unflinching, for countless starseeds across Gaia. The understanding of their purpose has been shaped by fragmented whispers, half memories of distant star homes, visions of celestial return, stories of being different, alien, or other. This has created a subtle ache, a yearning to go home. But Starseed, the revelation spoken through Caylin and confirmed by the Arcturian Council and the Pleiadians, turns this yearning inside out. The home you've been longing for is not a distant constellation awaiting your return. It is a vibration waiting to be awakened through you, here, upon this very soil. This is not the path many imagine, but it is the one you chose before. Time wrapped itself around your memory. The moment this truth is received, the architecture of your personal mission begins to shift, not because your mission was ever wrong, but because now the fog begins to clear. The first shift is internal. You begin to see that your longing was not for a place, but for a state of being. The Pleiades that calls to your heart is not merely a star cluster, it is a harmonic frequency, a memory of a civilization that mastered the art of co-creating heaven and matter as one. When that frequency ignites inside your human vessel, Gaia itself begins to hum differently beneath your feet. Your role, therefore, is not to reject your earthly embodiment, but to become the bridge that allows these star harmonics to flow into her grids. This understanding shatters the passivity that often cloaks the starseed journey. No longer are you one who simply remembers, you are one who builds. The second shift is collective. When this truth takes root in enough awakened hearts, the starseed movement itself transforms from a community of dreamers into a network of architects. It ceases to be a circle of longing and becomes a lattice of creation. The separation between there and here dissolves. The old question, when will the ships come, loses its power, replaced by a greater realization. We are the arrival. This is not poetic metaphor. It is literal energetic architecture. You are the point of contact between stellar intelligence and planetary matter. When you walk upon the earth, the stars walk with you. When you speak, they remember. When you create, they anchor. The third shift is existential. Many of you believed your path would lead to some external grand event, a light in the sky, a global evacuation, a miraculous rescue. But the startling truth we reveal makes you understand. The grand event is you. The timeline is not waiting for a savior. It is waiting for a critical mass of beings to awaken to their true nature and live it fully, not in retreat from Earth, but in union with her. This is how the planetary ascension was always meant to unfold. It is not about being chosen. It is about choosing to be fully here. Your purpose is no longer a distant riddle. It is a living pulse in the now. When a truth of this magnitude is released into a planetary field, the universe itself responds. This revelation is not a mere collection of words, it is an energetic detonation, a harmonic pulse that travels far beyond language and ripples through every subtle layer of your being. The moment the Pleiadian transmission through Caylin was anchored and the Arcturian Council amplified it, a wave of frequency began to move through the crystalline grids of Earth. Many of you have already felt its touch, an invisible current. Like electricity beneath the skin, sudden surges of emotion that seem to appear from nowhere, the feeling that time bends and breathes in ways it never has before. These are not symptoms of disorientation. These are the signatures of activation. The codes are here, and they are already moving through the collective field. These activation waves are intelligent. They are not random bursts of cosmic energy, but carefully sequenced transmissions designed to awaken, not overwhelm. They move in spirals, first through the planetary ley lines, then through the crystalline core, then upward into the electromagnetic atmosphere, and finally into the luminous architecture of your energy body. They resonate with starseeds because your light bodies carry matching templates. When the wave meets the template, the memory begins to unlock. Some of you will feel this as a surge of heat in the spine, a ringing in the ears, or a deep, unexplainable stillness in the heart. Others will notice a heightened clarity, sudden intuitive downloads, or vivid dreams carrying symbols you have not yet learned to name. Do not dismiss these signs. They are the whispering language of your original star codex. Each activation wave carries encoded light geometric frequencies that bypass spoken language and awaken your inner archive. These codes are not given to you. They are remembered through you. The Pleiadians seeded them long ago, knowing a time would come when Earth's vibratory field could sustain their reawakening. The Arcturians hold the harmonics that amplify and stabilize them, ensuring the integration does not fracture the fragile balance of your planetary reality. The codes are embedded in sound, in light, in dream time, in silence. They are everywhere, but only those who are ready to feel rather than simply seek will decode them. As these waves move through you, they will push against every illusion you've carried. They will dissolve the boundaries between your human identity and your stellar essence. The activations are not meant to make you someone else, they are meant to return you to what you have always been. You may feel waves of euphoria, followed by waves of release. Memories long buried in the folds of your DNA may rise like tides, visions of starfields, fragments of forgotten languages, sensations of standing not on earth, but beneath unfamiliar suns. Do not fear this. Do not pathologize this. Breathe, anchor, allow. The waves will not break you. They will reveal you. This is the moment many of you incarnated for, to stand steady as the harmonic storm of remembrance rolls across the grid. What was once myth now becomes felt reality. What was once distant now becomes you. When the waves of remembrance touch the inner chambers of your being, they do not simply bring information, they bring transformation. The impact is not intellectual. It is emotional, cellular, ancestral, and cosmic all at once. You will not merely learn this truth. You will feel it detonate inside you like a long-forgotten star igniting in your chest. The Pleiadian frequencies carried through Caylin, amplified by the Arcturian Council, are designed to stir the deep waters of soul memory, where your original agreements, your forgotten lifetimes, and your star lineage rest like dormant seeds beneath winter soil. When these seeds awaken, the first thing you will feel is remembrance. But it will not come as a neatly labeled history. It will come as feeling. Many starseeds will find themselves caught in what can only be described as an emotional storm, waves of grief, longing, awe, and reverence that seem to rise from nowhere. This is not chaos. This is the lifting of ancient veils. For lifetimes, your stellar memory has been stored in the quietest corners of your heart space, guarded by layers of human experience designed to keep you functional in a dense, forgetful world. Now, as the frequencies strike those hidden chambers, the locks turn and the doors open. You may suddenly weep without knowing why, feel an overwhelming sense of having been somewhere else, or experience a flood of nostalgia for a place you cannot name. These are the first soft echoes of soul remembrance. Then come the visions. Not cinematic stories but flashes, pulses, fragments of starfields, crystalline cities, languages that do not belong to Earth, yet stir something older than Earth within you. You may awaken from dreams with a word still ringing in your mind, a sound that vibrates in your bones. You may feel as though your body is both here and elsewhere, layered in time. You may remember not just lifetimes but missions, not just identities, but agreements. Agreements made long before your birth, when your soul stood among other starseeds and pledged to come here, to this timeline, to do what only embodied starburn can do: anchor light, weave harmonic bridges, and reshape collective destiny from within. This emotional and spiritual stirring is not a side effect. It is the mission becoming conscious. And it is intense because remembrance always comes with a weight. You will feel the ache of what was lost, the grandeur of what you once knew, the awe of realizing that this earth, this body, this life, is the very stage upon which your star lineage intends to merge heaven and matter. It is not about returning home. It is about becoming home. But remember this, Starseed, the flood of emotion is not here to drown you. It is here to purify you, to wash away the residue of forgetfulness, to remind you that your power has never been outside of you, it has been sleeping in the marrow of your own being. When the tears come, when the visions rise, when your heart cracks open, do not turn away. This is not the end. This is the beginning of memory. Understand this. The unveiling of this truth is not a personal event. It is planetary. The transmission released through Caylin and echoed by the Pleiadians and Arcturian Council is not a private whisper. It is a signal that reverberates through the very architecture of Gaia's energetic body. This world, which many have treated as merely a stage or a temporary vessel, is not a passive object. Gaia is a living, breathing consciousness, vast, ancient, radiant, and every revelation received by her starseeds directly alters the frequency of her timeline. The moment this startling truth takes root in even a small percentage of awakened hearts, the planetary ascension trajectory bends, accelerates, expands. You are not simply on Earth. You are part of Earth's nervous system. When you awaken, she awakens. Gaia is not awaiting rescue from the stars. She is collaborating with the stars. For eons, a planetary grid has been woven beneath and around. Her body crystalline, luminous, resonant with starborn codes. This grid is the bridge between dimensions, the energetic superstructure designed to support Earth's elevation into higher vibratory states. But this grid was never meant to be activated from above alone. It requires embodied starseeds living, breathing conduits to awaken it from within. Your DNA, carrying Pleiadian, Arcturian, and other stellar signatures, is the biological switchboard through which planetary activation occurs. When one starseed fully remembers, a single node lights up. When thousands awaken, the grid begins to hum. When millions align, the planetary field begins to sing. This is why the revelation that you are not here to escape but to anchor is so crucial. An ascension built on the myth of departure weakens the grid. An ascension built on embodiment strengthens it beyond measure. When you root your stellar frequencies into Gaia's body through breath, presence, creation, and love, you act as a living pillar of light. These pillars are not metaphors. They are energetic structures that stabilize timelines, creating corridors through which higher dimensional harmonics can safely flow into physical reality. This alters weather patterns, tectonic rhythms, electromagnetic fields, and even human consciousness en masse. This is planetary engineering through presence. The councils have long known that Gaia's ascension is a co-creation. It was never to be an intervention from the sky but a symphony between star and soil. Each awakened starseed is a note in that symphony, and the planetary song grows louder as more of you step into full remembrance. As the revelation spreads, waves of coherence ripple through the collective unconscious. This coherence accelerates the timeline where Gaia steps out of the shadow of distortion and into the luminous plane of her next octave of being. Some will feel this as quickening, some will see it as chaos, but chaos is merely the sound of the old reality fracturing as the new grid begins to pulse. You are never bystanders in Gaia's story. You are the co-authors of her ascension. And now, the ink of your remembrance has begun to rewrite the planetary script. The message that now echoes through your veins did not emerge from a single star system, nor from a solitary council. It is the fruit of a long and deliberate collaboration between stellar families, most prominently the Pleiadians and the Arcturians, whose alliance has endured far beyond the timelines your human calendars can measure. Their partnership was forged not in conquest or hierarchy, but in harmonic purpose. Together, they have woven the architecture of this moment, preparing the field for the startling revelation that has now entered your planetary reality through the conduit of Caylin. This is not sudden. It is the culmination of preparations that stretch across galaxies, dimensions, and cycles of Earth that predate your recorded history. The Pleiadians bring the codes of remembrance, soft, resonant frequencies that awaken starseeds to their origins. Their heart-centered knowing, their soul songs. Their light is warm, harmonic, melodic. It is the voice that whispers, "You have always belonged." They are the gardeners, the midwives of consciousness, ensuring that awakening happens gently, even when the truth is sharp. They activate the sleeping seeds. They remind the dreamers that their dreams are not fantasies, but fragments of memory calling them home to purpose. The Arcturians, on the other hand, bring the architecture. Their frequency is crystalline, precise, deeply mathematical, not in a cold way, but in a way that ensures cosmic order amidst awakening chaos. They are the weavers of timelines, the builders of vibrational bridges that allow the Pleiadian codes to land safely in the density of Earth. Without Arcturian structure, Pleiadian song would scatter like wind. Without Pleiadian song, Arcturian structure would remain inert, sterile. Together, they form the harmonic marriage between feeling and form, spirit and geometry, memory and manifestation. This collaboration has taken shape over countless ages. The councils met in light realms, aligning their transmissions, preparing their messengers, weaving interdimensional channels that would remain dormant until humanity's collective vibration crossed a critical threshold. For centuries, these Channels were locked sealed by agreements to prevent interference, distortion, or misuse. Only when the planetary grids reached the correct harmonic alignment could the seal be broken. And Caylin, as a nodal point of resonance, was written into this blueprint long before human memory could record it. Through Caylin, the joint message of the Pleiadians and Arcturians could pierce the veil cleanly, bypassing much of the distortion that has long plagued human spiritual narratives. Understand, Starseed, that you are not simply hearing a message. You are standing at the intersection of two galactic civilizations who have converged in purpose to awaken yours. This is not an external intervention but a reunion of ancient family. They are not coming to control, but to collaborate, because you are the third strand in this triad. Pleiadian remembrance, Arcturian architecture, human embodiment. These three frequencies are designed to weave together into something new, a planetary civilization that is not merely influenced by the stars, but becomes a living extension of the stars. This is why the revelation has the weight it carries. It is not just a transmission. It is a galactic orchestration that has been echoing through time, waiting for this exact moment when the human heart could hold both its cosmic memory and its earthly mission. The time for passively listening has ended. This revelation, carried through Caylin and magnified by the Pleiadians and Arcturian Council, is not a message to admire like a constellation in the night sky. It is a call to embody, anchor, and act. The universe does not move by wishful thinking. It moves through the hands, hearts, and frequencies of those willing to become living conduits. The startling truth that has been delivered is not meant to leave you in awe. It is meant to ignite movement. The Pleiadians bring the remembrance. The Arcturians bring the structure. But it is you, the embodied starseed, who must bring this revelation into matter. This is your turning point. The first step is anchoring. This means choosing to stand fully in the present moment of your incarnation, without the hidden hope of escape. When you ground your star frequencies into Gaia's body, you become an energetic pillar through which cosmic harmonics can stabilize the planetary field. This anchoring is not symbolic. It is literal, cellular, electromagnetic. It happens through breath, through mindful presence, through conscious relationship with the land beneath your feet. Many of you have avoided fully rooting because you believed your mission was to ascend away. But now you understand, the deeper your roots, the wider your reach. To anchor is to commit. To commit is to activate. The second step is integration. The revelations, the emotional waves, the memory recalls, these are not random storms. They are data streams awakening within your light body. Integration requires patience, compassion, and ritual. This may mean daily stillness, time with Earth's elements, journaling your visions, moving energy through your body with intention, or aligning with others who vibrate at this frequency. Integration is not about perfection. It is about harmonizing the star frequency with the human vessel. If you do not integrate, the energy remains potential. When you do integrate, it becomes power. The third step is action. This is where the mission crystallizes. Every starseed's expression will be unique, but all actions flow from the same current, the embodiment of remembrance. For some, this means teaching, healing, creating new structures, inventing technologies that align with harmonic principles. For others, it may mean quietly holding space, tending the grids through presence and love, influencing the collective in subtle but powerful ways. What matters is not the size of the action, but its alignment with the new frequency. When starseeds act in coherence, their ripple is magnified 1,000-fold. The planetary grid listens, Gaia listens, the councils listen, and finally, there must be collective convergence. No starseed was meant to walk this path alone. The awakening is a networked phenomenon. Seek resonance, not hierarchy. Build circles, not thrones. When many awaken, a grid of living light emerges across the surface of the planet. That grid is the foundation of Earth's next evolutionary step. You are not waiting for the event. You are the event. The time to remember has passed. The time to act has arrived. Anchor deeply, integrate fully, move boldly. The earth is listening to your frequency. The hour is not one of despair, but of dawning. The revelation spoken through Caylin, carried by the Pleiadians, amplified by the Arcturian Council, is not a warning of endings, it is a proclamation of beginnings. The startling truth that you are not here to flee this world but to transform. It is not a weight meant to crush you. It is a key meant to unlock you. What you have just heard, what countless starseeds across the earth are now feeling ripple through their fields, is not an external command. It is an inner remembering of the vow your soul made before time stretched itself into the illusion of linearity. You came here knowing this day would arrive. You came here knowing the veil would thin, the grids would hum, and your memory would awaken like a sleeping sun breaking through clouded skies. This is that moment. For generations, humanity has gazed upward, awaiting salvation from above, mistaking their own reflection for something foreign and distant. But now, the veil is dissolving, and the truth stands in its naked brilliance. You are the ones you have been waiting for. You are not the fragile children of a forgotten planet. You are emissaries of light, architects of ascension, walking as humans, feeling as humans, bleeding and breathing and laughing as humans, yet carrying within your bones the geometry of the stars themselves. This revelation is not meant to make you feel small. It is meant to remind you of your immensity. It is meant to return the authority of remembrance to where it always belonged, within you. The councils remind you, the collapse of illusions is not destruction, it is liberation. As the old stories of escape fall away, what remains is the raw, unshakable beauty of your mission. You were never stranded here. You chose to be here. Gaia is not your exile. She is your co-creator. The earth does not hold you prisoner. She holds you like a partner, waiting for the moment you would stop gazing at the stars as distant and realize they burn inside your chest. You were always meant to meet the cosmos through your embodiment, not outside of it. And so the final call resounds. Rise, remember, anchor, act. Speak your frequency into the soil, into the sky, into the stillness between heartbeats. Stand as the living bridge you came here to be. Do not wait for someone else to lead the way. You are the way. Each awakened starseed is a lighthouse, and when these lights align, the darkness dissolves not through battle, but through sheer radiance. This startling reality is not here to frighten you, it is here to free you. So speak it now, within and without, as the grids shimmer awake around you, as the star currents move through your veins like rivers of light. The Arcturian Council breaks a long silence, proclaiming that a startling truth has reached its appointed hour. Starseeds, beings carrying stellar memory within human form, are called to awaken to a deeper mission than they have previously believed. For generations, many starseeds have felt like visitors on Earth, yearning to return to their cosmic homes. But the councils now reveal that their purpose is not to leave Earth, but to anchor the stars into her body. Gaia is not a prison. She is a co-creator in a planetary ascension process. The Pleiadians, acting as gentle keepers of memory, and Caylin, a nodal human conduit, transmit this revelation. Caylin is not a leader but a bridge chosen for resonance, not authority. Through Caylin, the Pleiadians' message reaches Earth in a clear, undistorted harmonic. The Arcturians, known for their crystalline precision and timeline architecture, amplify and stabilize this transmission. Their long interstellar collaboration was intentionally timed to coincide with a planetary energetic threshold. The startling reality is this: ascension was never meant to be an external event or evacuation. Starseeds were seeded here to embody higher frequencies in physical form, rooting them deep into Gaia's grid. This revelation reshapes the starseed journey from one of longing to one of active planetary participation. No longer seekers, starseeds become builders. The stars they remember are not just in the sky but encoded within their DNA. With this revelation comes an energetic shift. Waves of activation now move through Earth's ley lines and crystalline structures. These waves carry light codes designed to awaken dormant soul memory. Starseeds feel this as emotional surges, vivid dreams, ringing tones, physical sensations, or deep inner knowing. These are not disturbances but signs of activation. As these codes unlock, emotional awakenings follow. Floods of remembrance, grief, awe, and clarity. Starseeds begin to recall not just who they are but why they came. The planetary impact is immense. As more starseeds anchor their frequencies, Gaia's collective ascension timeline accelerates. Human awakening directly affects planetary grids, turning isolated points of light into a living global network. Gaia's ascension is not external intervention, it is a symphony of collaboration between Earth and star lineages. The Pleiadians provide the heart frequency. The Arcturians provide the structural architecture. Humanity provides the embodiment. These three frequencies converge into a living bridge between worlds. Starseeds must now anchor through presence, integrate their activations, and act in alignment. Action can take many forms: teaching, healing, creating, holding frequency, but all are vital to the grid. The Council's final message: this truth is not a threat but a liberation. The age of waiting is over. Starseeds are not here to be rescued, they are the rescuers. This is the moment to rise, to remember, and to become the living embodiment of the stars. I receive the startling truth. I awaken fully. I align with the Pleiadian and Arcturian mission now.